Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tube Talk. Albert, how are you today?
Oh, well, I've got a little bit of a cold.
That's a shame.
A bit sniffy and things. I might have to blow my nose halfway through.
In other news, it was Dad's birthday yesterday.
I was spoilt.
He was...
Had lunch out.
Mum made you a cake?
Mum made a cake. So I had a glass of wine during the day. Had lunch. Mum made a cake.
Eggs on toast for dinner.
Had a lovely dinner.
Who would want much more?
Well, we had a big lunch because we went out.
Nice.
So we
I'm
just
quite
had
jealous
eggs on
of
toast
that.
for dinner, but then we had cake.
Yeah, a little bit jealous with lunch. I got sandwiches, so I mean...
It wasn't your birthday. You can't
True
expect
that.
it if it was not your
True
birthday.
True that.
Hey, and last week, our bet of the week won.
High five! High five
Although
with the camera.
I thought it'd pay about $3. It was $2.40 fixed odds and came into $1.90. But hey, at least we're away.
It's still a win. Hopefully this starts a streak.
Yeah, we're on the improve. We've gone sort of nowhere, second, first 3 weeks, so we're heading in the right direction.
Okay, well let's start off with last week. Last week we had a slightly disappointing run from No More Tears, who ran in the Maxi and was flat the whole race.
Probably more than slightly disappointing. She'd run second on the Group 2 letting in. Her work had been excellent. We expected her to run well. But she got squeezed up, and then for the 700, she was just flat, just did nothing. So we've kicked her for touch for a couple of weeks. She's going out for a 2-week spell. She'll then come back in. She'll have a month build up, and she'll run the Lion Red Plate, a Group 3 sprint on the 15th of October. And we might even look at putting some blinkers on her, because a little bit out of context for her. Context? What's that the right word? Out of character.
Okay, there you go. There's
Yes.
the word.
Yeah.
So good to hear that. We also had Ivy's Gold, who ran 4th, and Royal Caca out of her grade,
Yeah.
and we were happy with her.
Really happy. So she was in a grade above. She'd been racing well. In her previous start she'd been poor, so we wanted to see that she was back in form, and she was there the whole way. She stuck on well. It was a strong form race, and we know that her future is over further distances. So to run out of her grade and run 4th there we were pretty happy with that. It was a really, really nice race for her.
Coming up,
On the 19th of September at Pukekohe. So it's back in her own grade. She was rating 75. She's dropped. She'll be in rating 65. It's over a mile. It's fillies and mares, so it's only her own gender. And it's a $25,000 race. It has a $20,000 Pearl bonus attached, which she's eligible for. So if she wins it, it's like winning a $60,000 or $65,000 race. So even a $70,000 race. So that's where she's going to head next, and then she'll probably step up in ground. It gives her just over 3 weeks between runs. Or might be a bit more actually. 19, 20, just over 3 weeks between runs, but that's fine.
nice one. And this week we've got a bigger week than most weeks. We've got 6 runners, 3 different countries, 6 different runners.
Yeah, that's because now we're starting to get into
New
spring.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's spring, and so the horses are starting to step out, and we've got a couple of horses having their first starts for the season, and it's starting to build. We had 6 horses trial on Tuesday, 6 horses race this weekend. It's just starting to build. It's exciting. It's exciting.
And on the topic of spring, may I mention that today in maths and Latin we were allowed to go do our work outside. It was so sunny.
Did you do any work when you're
Yeah.
outside? That's nice.
We did.
The
Okay.
good people, the good ladies, the good people, the good women of Go Racing wouldn't let me go outside and do my work.
That would mean going down to the pub to do the work.
Or maybe the bakery for a chicken stick. So anyway, we digress.
sorry. So this week, starting on Friday at Waipa,
Yes.
we have Nota Bene in race 1.
Yeah, Nota Bene, she's been disappointing this preparation. The first preparation was good. This one has been disappointing. She's running out of chances pretty quickly. She needs to step up and do something. So Friday, Waipa, it's 1,150 metres. She needs a couple of scratchings to make the field, and she's drawn wide. So at this stage, it's only 50-50 whether she'll make the field. And if she does make the field, it's only 50-50 whether we're going to run, because if she's drawn, if there's not many scratchings, she's drawn wide, we might wait and go to Matamata next Wednesday and give her a fair crack for what might be her last opportunity. Her work's been excellent. Her work's been good. So it's just whether or not she can carry that through to the racetrack. And we've got Sam Witherley booked, who claims 3 kilos for both for Friday and next Wednesday if she runs there.
There we go. And also on Friday, but in a different country, Singapore, we've got Chariots of Fire in race 2.
It's one. How many are you going for?
I'm going for 1. I just think that's going to be the only one.
Yeah.
What are you going for? You better go for 2.
I'm going for 3.
Damn. Sorry. Darn.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's 1.
Okay.
Chariots of Fire having his first start in Singapore, having his first start ever. He's just turned 3. He's a baby. He's 2. He's just turned 3, and he's in a race which is for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and for older horses.
Sorry, he's debuting.
He's debuting. So, but he gets a bit of weight relief. He's only got to carry 51 kilos. And he's had 2 trials in New Zealand. He's won them both. He's gone up to Singapore. He's had 2 trials there. He's won one and ran second one. So he's got a lot of ability. He's drawn barrier 9 of 10 over 1100 metres, and that makes it a little bit tricky for an inexperienced horse having its first start. But he's got ability, and we expect him to run well. He'll learn a lot from it, but he's a winning chance.
Nice one. And also on Friday at Singapore, we've got Billy Mojo, but in race 9, and this is Billy Mojo's first start in Singapore.
Yeah, so he's won 2 races in New Zealand. He's quite a talented horse. He runs in a class 4. So the race that Chariots of Fire is worth $65,000. This is a class 4. It's worth $60,000, which is equivalent to a rating 65 in New Zealand. So it's good prize money. He's had a couple of trials up there. He's had a first and a third. He's going well. He's drawn barrier 7 over 1200 metres. We're just going to ride him how we find him. And he's not fully wound up. He's got a fair amount of improvement to come. But he's on the grass, and he can run well. He can run a nice race. He's an each way chance.
Nice one. And on Saturday at Wanganui, we've got North and South in race 4.
Yes, so North and South, we're dropping her back to 1200 metres from the Winter Cup of a mile. So she's been freshened. The track at Wanganui is a slow 9. There's some rain forecast, which we like. We like that. She's only got 54.5 kilos. We like that too. So if there's rain on the day, Mastanaka rides, she's going to get well back. She always does. But if there's rain on the day, and the track goes out to a heavy track, she's a good chance. She's a good chance, and she appears to be over the odds. I think she's paying about $14 fixed odds, and that's over the odds. She should be half that.
Mm-hmm. And also on Saturday, but now in a different country as well, in Australia, Melbourne, Australia to be more specific.
Yeah.
In race 7, we've got Passing Shot, who is drawn barrier 1.
Yeah, so in Melbourne, Passing Shot is second up. First up, he led and stopped and ran last, but he showed excellent speed. He's going 1200 metres this time, which suits him better. He's got 54.5 kilos, so he drops 3.5 kilos on his last run, which suits. He's got barrier 1. Would have liked him to get about barrier 3 or 4 so we could sit one off. But from barrier 1, he'll be handy the whole way. His work's been good, and we expect an improved performance from him. We expect to see him run much better than he did first up. The track also was a soft 6 last time. It's going to be a good track on Saturday, and that will suit him much better too.
Nice one. And finally, on Saturday in Auckland, race H, we've got Zanotti.
Yeah, so Zanotti, last start she was off the track the whole way. She ran 7th, but she just couldn't get in. So this start, the start before she'd run 3rd. So she's actually going well, and she looks good. Problem on Saturday, she's got barrier 2 on a heavy 11 track, and it's the last race. And if you get caught down the inside on heavy track, you've just got no chance. So Danielle's riding, and we're going to have to try and get off the fence at some point. She's going a mile, which suits her. Her track work's really good. If she can find the best running, she's a real chance. She's a real chance at over the odds. But it's all going to depend on whether she can get into the better part of the track or not. Yeah.
And finally, we shall say our bet of the week.
First of all, sorry.
Okay.
I'll just quickly say, if Nona Bene runs next Wednesday at Matamata, we'll have a couple of other runners there. Mahia, who's been out of form, but I think he's just needed his runs, and he can improve over 1400 metres. And Moneybox as well. She's in the fillies and mares, 1400, and she's had a bit of a freshen up since her last run. So they're running next Wednesday.
Nice. And as I was mentioning before, bet of the week, drum roll please. Razor Fawasho.
Nice.
Is that how you say it?
That is exactly spot on.
Yes. Running in Auckland on Saturday in race 4.
So she's in the Great Northern Hurdles, 4,190 metres, and drawn barrier 3, which is going to be a really important barrier over that distance. Razor Fawasho, I think, is spot on for this race. Fell a couple of starts back, went really good hitting the line last start for third. Drops in weight, doesn't have a lot of weight to carry. It will be fit and hard, and I think is really well placed. 3, it's 2. It's 2.
We might have to end on a tie.
$3.80 fixed odds at the moment. I think that's about right, or $4. It's a jumping race, so you can't ever go too short, but about $4 I think is about right. So Razor Fawasho. There you go, bet of the week.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a really weird specific amount of meters to run.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, so that wraps up
Tube Talk.
And I think we should finish it out before Dad gets another email and I lose another bet.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And
So
we'll see everyone
next week.
next week.
Tube Talk.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.